prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees and I may fall as I'm so close to the edge.
How are we all doing? See, I thought I'd cleared my throat before we even started. I'm full of a cold. Apologies if I sound like shit, but I feel like it as well. So it just is what it is. It's what it is. It's doing the rounds as per usual. But a big, massive hello and to Diddy Dan right there, who clearly doesn't have a cold because he's smiling. Again, this is good. This is going to happen all night. It's going to happen all night, so please bear with me. Really do appreciate the love and support, so keep that coming. Thank you very much. But we are previewing our trip to Kenilworth Road. It is a tough fixture at the top end of the table. It is Luton versus Burnley. Obviously, Luton having a 1-1 draw in their last game. Burnley, however, could have gone 11 games unbeaten, set a new championship record. However, Watford came and spoilt the party. We also drew 1-1 at Turf Moor, but we did break a record in our own right by scoring in 28 games consecutively, a feat that hadn't been done since, I think, 1926, if I'm led to believe, or 56. So, yeah, at least there was one record broken. Who knows? Reading's 106 points. You know, stat is still there to be broken. We'll see. We'll see in the long run. If you could, please, you absolute legends, please do absolutely smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when we next go live. You can also find us on all our socials. They are so small there, but they're also written at the bottom. But here is just a gist of where you can find us. And as soon as you've seen this, we'll bring Tyler in. And here he is, Mr. Tyler himself, the Hatters Fanatic. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. Smiling and carrying on. You just got to do it, haven't you? Got to do it. I like how we've gone for something similar. Hat, hoodie. That's it. It's on point.
Wasn't even planned either.
Exactly. No, I appreciate you coming on and giving up your time. I really, really do. So thank you for that. Obviously, I know you came on when we were speaking a bit, just after January about, promotion contenders and stuff like that. And obviously, Luton well and truly still firmly in with a shout. Let us know, let the people know where they can support you and your stuff.
Yeah, no, literally just there. T-Boys TV, like you can see there. Did actually do a video earlier predicting the championship games. Apologies, my camera, it likes to do that every now and then. But obviously I predicted this game and all the other games, so yeah, make sure you check them out. Do a lot of championship content, Premier League, bit of anything really. Sometimes even switch it up and go back to League One or something like that. So yeah, just literally there. And then all my socials and that will be in the description of the recent video. So yeah.
No, anytime. So, mad Luton Town fan, for a start. Doing pretty well this year. I mean, give us a summary of how you think your season has gone so far.
Yeah, I think throughout the season it's been really good again. Obviously we are sitting in a very good position at this moment in time. There's been a few games where I've been disappointed and felt we could get more, or done a lot better, especially the home games a bit earlier on in the season. Given the record we had last season, I think we only lost 4 games at home last season. In the league. Whereas this season, obviously, we've drawn quite a lot that, has been a bit disappointing, and we've lost some as well narrowly that we should have, we shouldn't, I wouldn't say we shouldn't be losing because you can lose any game in the Championship, but I'd have expected us to do better in a lot of games. But, recently, since Rob Edwards come in, Nathan Jones obviously left us in a good position for me. He left us in a bit where Rob Edwards could capitalise and just relive it in that sense, and that's what it's been like. Majority of the games, we've only lost a few under him. I think it's only like 3 games so far. So yeah, overall it's been good so far. I think something we need to improve on massively going into this season, and the reason I don't think we got to the final last year in the playoffs is because of that lack up front. We was very reliant on Elijah Adebayo, for example. Now we've got the more options, as much as we've let, Jerome and Cornick go, which is understandable, both of them. Cornick going to get money now, other than, not getting money in the summer. Jerome, he was obviously feeling homesick and that. But we've got the options now, the Morrises, the Woodrows, the Elijahs as well. So we're a lot more better in that position as well. We've even recalled Musgrave. Josh Taylor, who's come in recently as well, he's come on a few times and he's looked decent, even though he's only come on for a few, minutes. So, that's something we massively needed to improve on, and we have. So yeah, I think we're in a good position, and yeah, I can't see why we won't get playoffs again, to be honest, with the way we're going.
No, definitely not. I think it's one of those that you sort of can look at and think, yeah, I hope I hope you are in there come the end. I think you deserve it. We shall see. For a moment, I thought my internet was going to go off because it started acting funny. It started acting funny on my phone, so I thought, oh, here we go. A couple of comments then before we get into the general chat of it. Henry's in nice and early. Says, hi, Dan. Sorry, can't stop us. I have a stream at 8. Enjoy, see you at 9. No problem. Good luck with the stream. Go and smash it. Brad as well is in from Top 10 Battles. Great channel. Go and check him out. Says, I can't join this stream live, but I will watch it back later. I hope you're doing well, mate. I'm going 2-2 here at Luton. Difficult side. Any side away from home is going to be difficult. Ryan's in the chat over on Twitch. Hey to your bad self, Ryan. Hope you're well. He says, nice to see you, Dan. I hope you feel better soon. Well, I need to. Nate's in as well. What up to yourself? Hope all is going good. And Ryan, obviously, yes, we do play Huddersfield very, very soon. Says he'll be visiting the turf 1 week on Saturday. So that'll be a good one. Nate says, glad to see Luton doing well. They saw us a great player in James Justin. So the Leicester Massive clearly appreciate Luton Town. But no, thank you everyone for your comments. Keep them coming in. Let us know your score predictions and we'll get them up on screen. You said just then, Rob Edwards, he's sort of come in. Has he surprised you since coming in? Because I know when you've had Nathan Jones and then he went, and then obviously he came back, steadied the ship again. Is Rob Edwards sort of carried on that sort of steady notion, or even took it to another level now?
I would say he's carrying it on in the sense. I do think it's going to be one of them where give it the later stages of the season / going into next season. I think we'll see a different way that we play, not with the sense with how we actually play, just formation wise and that sort of thing. I think for now with the players we've got, he knows what they work well with. I think he's just sticking with what is best for us at this current moment in time. But yeah, going forward, I can see him changing it up. Like I said, not necessarily how we play; it's just more formation-wise and that sort of thing.
I mean, how have you been setting up in games recently? Has it been similar to how Nathan Jones had it, or has Rob Edwards sort of put his own little stamp on things?
You could say it's a bit of both in ways. Under Nathan Jones, we tend to play a lot more like long sort of balls, and now we don't really tend to do that. We tend to keep it on the ground, pass it around, and I just think it suits us better. You've seen games where we have done it, for example, when we've proper punished teams.
Yeah.
I just think it's a lot better when we do it. Games away like QPR, for example, was a clear example of that. You look at the third goal we got in that game, brilliant team play, keeping it down on the ground. Even the goals, building up before that as well. There's been a few other games like that. There has been times we've tried to play the long balls on the occasion under Rob Edwards, and it hasn't really worked. Like I remember when we played Huddersfield away first half, it just didn't. We were trying it didn't work. Then when we started, passing it around on the ground, it was a lot better. So, in certain ways, yes, but then other ways like actually doing it so we're more not necessarily possession based, because teams tend to have a lot more possession against us anyway, but just more on the ball, not trying to just smash it up there,
Yes.
It's I would say so in that sense, yeah.
I mean, and looking at the last two results, both away, Coventry and Preston, a point on the road, we always say it before a ball's kicked. But how did you think you done in those games? Do you think there was any in particular game where you deserved all 3 points, or were lucky to get a point in one of them? I mean, how did you see it from both games?
The Coventry game, I could only really judge it on the highlights because I wasn't able to fully watch it. From what I saw, probably deserved to be a draw, or if anyone deserved to win, maybe us. But I just think the way the game went, obviously first half we were brilliant, obviously got that early goal, and then obviously, conceded a penalty. A bit of an annoying time to concede a penalty. It's one of them, it's one of them where I'll still take the point against Coventry away. We haven't actually lost at their ground. I think the last 4 times we've went there might even be longer. So, I'll take it in that sense. And then obviously the Preston game yesterday, I think based on how it was, a lot of the players come out and said, we deserve to win, rare tear. The thing is, you have to take your chances at this level. Elijah, he had 2 very good chances yesterday. I'm not going to, excuse me, I'm not going to be too critical on him because he has done really well. Recently he got 5 out of 5 in the league and that. So I'm not going to be too harsh on him in that sense, but you've got to be taking your chances. And I think, based on, how it went, him not being able to take them, the penalty, it was a penalty, it's a handball. I think it deserved to be the result it was, to be honest with you. So
no, that's fair enough. Fair assessment, mate. The FA Cup, probably, I know you don't want me to bring that up, but do you think since then, since that defeat, there's been a bit of a change? I'm not sure on the squad that played against Grimsby whether it was heavily rotated. I'm guessing it would have been, but obviously prior to that, you drew in the first leg with Grimsby, but then went on by beating Cardiff, beating Stoke, the old Burnley way, shithousing 1-0 wins. So in a way, league form at the moment, you'd have to say unbeaten from that Cardiff game. That's as far back as I can see. It might even be a bit longer, but need to turn these draws into wins.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, yesterday I felt going into it, obviously, was a good time to, try and get that win. Preston, especially if how they've been at home this season. I remember looking a couple of weeks ago and their home form was like 17th and now it's 23rd.
Shite, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I remember going there last year, given we was relying on Elijah and he wasn't in the squad. I remember, thinking to myself, we're going to lose this game, like just for that simple fact before the game. Also, they did have that threat at home last season. I remember, like, as much as they didn't do overly great throughout the season, you would go into Deepdale wasn't always easy. Whereas this year, a lot of teams look at it like it's a lot easier in that sense because of how bad they're doing at home. But yeah, it's one of them where we do need to start doing that. There's been a lot of games, like probably the both previous games. I've seen a lot of fans going, yeah, we should, we need to be winning these sort of games. We should have won these games. Which, if you take your chances, we would have won yesterday. The Coventry game, I can only judge it on what I saw, but we do need to start doing that. But the good thing is, however, going into this one, which obviously we'll get more into, is also we started getting the home wins because we had a really bit of a weird time at home this season, especially at the start of the season. We started getting them wins, which is good. Obviously, then having them away game, then going into this game was good to finally get some wins, especially, going into this one, as we know, it would be a very difficult one. So, yeah.
No, I mean, Ryan's asking if this game's on TV. It's on.
Should be on iFollow and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, be on iFollow and things like that, if you know what I mean. But Coach's Corner, Hanno says, I still think Luton are going to backwards a bit after the Grimsby result, but Luton always perform in the bigger game, so this is a tough one to call. I mean, that again says it there. Would you agree that against the teams that, a team like Burnley at the moment, and I hate picking up my own team, but I've got to give them credit. I mean, for what they've done. Yeah. Are these the sort of games that the players at Luton absolutely relish and don't take it too lightly?
Yeah, no, 100%. I even think of games where we played the top half last season. Fulham, for example. I remember when we played them, that they were also obviously top of the league, flying like you guys are. And that was a 1-1 draw as well. We tend to do better. I definitely agree with that one. We tend to do better against the top half teams. I'm trying to think of results we've had against, a lot of them this season. And, a lot of them, from what I can think so far, have been draws. Even Sheffield United at home, that was a draw as well. So, yeah, no, I definitely agree with that one.
Hope you're well, Ali. Hope you're well, Claret Zone. Thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. I'm just looking at some stats ahead of our game. Obviously, this is Luton's first home game against Burnley since October 2006. Burnley won 2-0. Andy Gray scoring a brace. Burnley are unbeaten in 5 league games against Luton, winning 2 and drawing 3. Although those games came between 2005 and 2022. Their last defeat was in March Millennium, losing 2-0. Luton, however, have won each of their last 2 home league games by a 1-0 scoreline. They last won 3 in a row without conceding at Kenilworth Road in December 2018 in League One. Burnley have won each of their last 4 away league games, keeping a clean sheet in 3 of those. The Clarets last won 5 league games on the road in the second tier or higher in January 1973. So just another record to break. And Burnley have scored at least once in each of their last 12 away league games, with the Clarets last enjoying a longer run in April 1979 with 13. So we could even match that with a goal in this one as well. So good few stats in there. I mean, but they're there to be broken, aren't they? And as much as I was rhyming off the ones of Burnley having good results at Kenilworth Road, I mean, for me, I can never get it out my head. The Akinbaye hat trick, Brian Jensen getting sent off, our midfielder John Sparser had to go in goal. I mean, for me, that was just a game that I absolutely loved. And Akinbaye for Burnley was just class on that day. But yeah, like Ali says there, Burnley have only been beaten twice this season. And I think a lot of our fans start to think now, all right, that's us. We're going to keep on going. But I think also as a fan, you've got to think it's going to end at some point. And if it is, I worry that it could be on Saturday.
Jeez.
I mean, after you, we've got, Wigan, Huddersfield, Blackpool. We've got all those teams down there. To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me. That's just the Championship. We'd beat you. We'd just scrape past Wigan and then get beat off Blackpool 1-0 or something like that. Something stupid.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, this game in itself, how should Burnley fans expect Luton to set up?
So we're known as a side, and a lot of I've seen a lot of people not liking it at the moment. But we've been like this since last season. We're just a team. We don't tend to give teams space. We just pressure constantly. Look at look at a goal we scored last season. That is a bit of a weird one, and you wouldn't see it a lot. But obviously, last game of the season against Reading, where obviously Cornick was behind the goalkeeper, he didn't know, he's rolled it out, and then obviously Cornick's chased it and won it and scored. But no, we tend to get in your faces in that sense. Players like Campbell, even though he hasn't actually started recently or even come on, which I'm very surprised about. He tends to be a player that gets in your face, doesn't give you time. And what it'll be like at Kenilworth Road as well, especially with how tight it is to the pitch, etc. So, yeah, expect constant pressure. That's what I will say.
I mean, and to flip it, what have you made of Burnley this season? Because even as at the beginning, not a lot of us expected this. And if we did, probably still didn't expect it to happen so quickly. I mean, what do you think? What's your thoughts of Burnley this season?
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I didn't expect you guys to be this good, but at the same time, I did actually say you lot would finish top two. I remember when I
put Burnley 8th in my prediction.
Yeah, a lot of people put them low. I see a few people put them 10th, etc. I just had that feeling, the players you managed to keep, from the Premier League. I just thought you'd still be in a good position. You were in the Premier League for a long time as well. I just thought you'd just do well. Obviously not as good as you are, but I still come the end of the season, I thought you'd definitely be in the top two.
Ryan said the same. The same. He said, I put Burnley top two. Well, I put Huddersfield at the top, and then Carlos did a runner, and all the drama happened there. So, Ryan, if you want to quote me on this, the table's upside down. If you want to quote me on that, if it makes you feel happier, the table is upside down, mate. But Johnny's in as well. He says, I was upset with the Watford result. So was I. To be fair, I sat here, put it on. Me and the missus watched it. What a Valentine's night that is. And to be honest, I could see passes that weren't even going to them. They were either being too greedy, or it wasn't our night at all. But we somehow, that winning mentality just shone through in the end. And the missus told me to calm down because I ended up punching the footstool. I mean, it wasn't like a full-on pelted it, but I'd hit it 3 or 4 times, just like little love taps. And then I'm like, just beat the pass. And then when the goal went in, I bounced from one wall to the next. I'm jumping around giving this. I've shit my daughter up, who's 5 years old. It was absolute madness. But no, I mean, that's the sort of games that you love.
Of course, I was liking it as well.
Last minute equaliser almost feels like a win, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially for me, who it is against as well.
Definitely. I'll be here for a sec, playing some of my prediction 3-1. He was at the turf, was Johnny as well. Ryan says, don't Dan, I hate this season. You don't like Muric anymore. That's a bit strong, Johnny. That's a bit strong. I think one error in so many, when he's pretty much been the man who's started off the moves for us actually scoring this season. I think that's a bit strong, that, pal. But it's an opinion, and I respect you for it. Ryan says, don't, Dan, I hate this season. It could always go right. Like I said, you wanted Neil Warnock, you've got him. As Burnley fans will say, Colin Wanker is back in football. But no, I hope he does all right for you. I think all that spat with him and Stan Turner back in the day, there's still a lot of hate from Burnley fans. But Ryan says, Burnley still get results, even when not playing well. You have that winning mentality. Yeah, Research says Muric was literally sick, and that's not company copying him out. Like I said, he was sick. He was, to be fair. He did come out and say, look, I'm not feeling too well at half time. But the thing is, when you're watching it, you've seen a keeper make an error, and then at half time, that keeper doesn't come back out of the tunnel and your substitute goalkeeper is ready to come back, and you think, oh, what's going on here? Initially, you think there's been a bit of back and forth at half time, but Company has come out and said that he wasn't feeling too clever and he wished he'd have said something at the start of the game. Although I'd be sick as well if I received a big rat hand from Vincent Company across the chops. Research says Mendy made a vital error, Alisson has made a vital error. It is one of those where, Pope made vital errors. Like I say, it does happen. It does happen. We all have phases in our game where we all look at that back now, that Muric miss and Muric cock up, and realise that João Pedro wasn't even getting to the ball. It was about to bounce, and Muric could have just took a step back and caught it. But when you're in that moment, making that split decision, I sound like I'm talking through my nose. I can hear myself. It's well annoying. Hopefully that's a bit better. For me, there was it wasn't just Muric. I thought we were quiet. We weren't really talking. Like, communication on the pitch really wasn't there. There were quite a few misplaced passes, but that's just based over 90 minutes. I'm just basing it on that 90 minutes. I'm not going to sit here and slag our season because we have been ridiculously strong, like massively strong all over the park, and it was bound to have a blip at some point and an off day. And if we can drag out a 1-1 on an off day, then just one of those. Nate says, how many more points to guarantee promotion? Eesh. The gap's been closed now, hasn't it? Borough beating Sheffield United the other night, which was great for us because that still keeps that 8-point gap between us and second, but also 15-point gap between us and Borough in third place. It could be around middle of April now. Or end of March, beginning of April, maybe. Depends on who keeps up with who. If the points keep coming for all three sides, then, we'll see. We will see. Johnny says, Dan, be honest, need new refs for home games. The refs are awful. Well, the ref that we had, apparently refereed Newport the week before. So how can this guy go from managing a bottom of League Two side to refereeing a top 6 clash in the Championship? I'm just like, how does that work? But who am I to question the football referees? Who am I to question VAR? I'm just a supporter. I mean, jack shit to them. Johnny says, I don't like him for 10 minutes and next game I'll love it. See, that's it. Football's like Marmite sometimes. But I wouldn't say that you don't like him. I think that's a bit strong, Johnny, to be fair. You can see he's had a bad performance, but, on to the next one, and hopefully, he builds from that. Research says we can win it by Wigan. We'll guarantee it. I hope so. I want us to do it against Bastards, but I don't think we will. Because, obviously, if we get past Fleetwood, then we find out who we get in the quarters, and the game of the quarters is meant to be on the weekend that we play our rivals, so we couldn't clinch it there, which is an absolute sickener. I would love to clinch promotion at Ewood Park, just rub it in their face. That'd just be something else. Ryan says, I think that Luton will always make it difficult for teams and always tricky at Kenilworth Road too. Fair play to Luton for being up there again this season and showing what they can do. I mean, did you worry at the beginning of the season that having that taste of being so close, again, similar to Ryan, they were so close with Huddersfield. If it wasn't for some toss with a record shop favouring Forest, they could have been in there. But, did you fear a little bit that maybe that might be as close as we get? Or did you think next season, this is our season, we're going to go for it?
Yeah, I thought the second one. The reason being, well, a lot of reasons, to be honest, obviously the depth that I mentioned earlier, that we, improved on attacking wise, bringing in Ethan as well, obviously on loan from Forest, very good goalkeeper he's been for us throughout his time. He's had a few errors, but going back to, what you said about Muric, who doesn't? You know, it
Yeah.
happens to the best of them. You know, and we just finish higher and higher each season. You know, ever since we've come up from the Championship. So yeah, I just thought, you know, I thought we'd definitely be, you know, fighting for the playoffs again. At the start of the season, I said we'd finish fourth. So, you know, and we currently do sit there. So we'll see what goes on.
We will indeed. I mean, how do you, if you was to be picking the starting 11 for Saturday's game, who'd be in your starting 11 for this sort of clash?
Okay, so for me, Ethan in goal, obviously. I play a 3-5-2. So obviously Ethan in goal. Centre backs, I would probably go Burke on the right side, Lockyer in the middle, and Osho on the left. I think he done well the other day as well against Preston. On the right, this is probably where I'd bring Dramer, the new signing, back in. He wasn't available the other day, but I think he should be available for this one. If not, I'll go Fred, because I think Doherty's still out, which is a little bit gutting, of course. On the left, I'll definitely go Bell off the wing backs. Midfield, I would go. Now, this is difficult for me. I'd probably go Campbell and Nakambia. I'd probably go with them.
Has he done pretty well since coming in on loan from Villa?
Yeah, he's done well. Well, saying that actually, yesterday he did do a mistake which nearly cost us a game. But other than that, he's done well. You know, you can tell, especially his first game where he come on. Who was it? I think it was Stoke. You could just tell he was. You know, you tell he was Premier League quality. Sometimes you can just tell that of players. You know, the way they get
of course,
the ball back, chasing it down. So yeah, other than that one mistake that I nearly completely forgot about. Yeah, he's been good. So yeah, I'd probably go with them. Just ahead of them, I'd go Clark. I feel it's only right. He's been brilliant recently. You know, we got him for free as well. He's pretty much always consistent. He never puts his foot wrong. I remember even games last season where we lost to Cardiff, I want to say it was, at home, and we lost 2-1, and he was just on fire. Like you know them times where your players they don't deserve to lose on that team. The one player that just doesn't. Yeah, that's what it was like with him. And then up front, I think it speaks for itself. Given that Elijah didn't, have good chances, I'd still go with him, and I'd go Morris, who finally got off the mark again, which was good to see. So yeah.
No, fair shout. Who should us as Burnley fans look out for? Who's Luton's danger man?
I'd definitely say Morris now that he's got off to the mark. If Elijah scored yesterday, I would say him as well. But I'd definitely say Morris, given that now that he's scored as well. He's up there in goal scorers, as we know, in the league as well. I think he's third or fourth. So yeah, definitely Morris.
And who are you not looking forward to facing from a Burnley perspective?
Teller. I knew when you guys got him in, I said to people he will do really well. And he's just been on fire. So yeah.
I'm hoping we can sign him permanently, but we'll see. We will see. And last but not least, before we wrap this up, your score prediction. I can't give mine. I'm doing my prediction show at 9 o'clock, so I have to keep it stum for now. But yeah, let us know how you think this game's going to go.
One or two ways. There's one or two ways I can see it. I can either see
Heart and head.
Yeah, it's one of them. I can see potentially a draw, given a 1-1 draw, given that we do well against top half teams. We're at home as well. We finally started getting some wins at home, which is good going into this one. Or I can see a 2-1 to you guys. And I think that is the one I'm going to go with. I can't lie. I'm going to go 2-1 to you lot.
I'll take it.
If we got a point, I'd be very happy with that. That would be brilliant.
But, to be fair, I think as a Burnley fan, I'd be happy with a point on the road. And then obviously the games we've got coming up, I think our fan base have some of our fan base have got a little bit too comfortable with success. So when a draw comes about, it's almost like, oh, is this us? Are we going to start?
Yeah.
And then there's some that go, you can't slag them, you can't say this. It's a never-ending story, but that's football fans. We are as fickle as shit, and no matter who you support, it happens. Tyler, really, really do appreciate it. Again, let people know where they can show you some love and support.
Yeah, no, thank you for bringing me on. Much appreciated. But yeah, literally T-Boys TV, like you can see there. And like I said, I did do championship predictions earlier, pre-recorded. So yeah, make sure you check them out. Predictions for all the games, obviously this one. So yeah, check that out. And then if you want to follow me across any of my socials, I know Dan's put my Instagram there as well. Thank you for that. And, yeah, other socials will be on the recent video of mine. So yeah.
No, really do appreciate you coming on and giving up the time. Thank you to people who don't like the look of us, but prefer listening to us in their ears. If you think this is a face for radio, well, thank you. You've probably got a point. However, thank you for all your support listening on the podcast. Really do appreciate it. Keep sharing, keep telling your friends about it and things like that. It really does help us get out there with those. And if you are watching us, as I say, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So do keep the love coming. But if you are on YouTube in particular, please do drop a like on this video. I really would appreciate that. Subscribe to this channel if you are brand new. If you're brand new, like you're a newborn. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe. And hit that notification bell. And if you think I've got a face that needs kicking in there and you want to kick my bell, well, come find me. Don't know why I said that. We say some weird things sometimes when you just think, shit, it's live, I can't cut this shit. But you can join us at 9 o'clock. You can join us at 9 o'clock. We'll be back for the prediction show. I'll be back with Anthony, the dirty Bristolian who supports any team that plays in red, as we've started to figure out now. And potentially, I know I was going to cover the Watford game on Tuesday, but didn't for the watch along. One, I didn't feel too clever. Two, I know I'm full of a cold now. Fingers crossed that's going to be fine. But hopefully we will have a live watch along of the game on Saturday. It's permitted by the fact that I'm having a tooth pulled at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. So if I'm sounding a little bit like Ted when he's fucked up, it's gonna sound a bit off. But either way, we'll see how I feel. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I will. It's there in the pipeline to potentially do. I'll see how I feel coming about 11ish. See if by the time the injection in my gum and the numbness has gone, and if I can speak, I can't speak. We'll see. We'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. But no, I appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you for coming on. Thank you all for listening. As I say, Tyler's links to his Instagram page is below in the description of this video. So please do go show the love and support there. And yeah. What the heck? Oh, the missus said you pelted it. Ignore him. I'm surprised the footstool was it. Did not pelt it. That's lies. It's lies, Musgrove, and you know it. You know it. Don't even go there. Although she did tell me off. Why are you doing that for? Because they're pissing me off. They can't even pick out a simple path. They can't hear you, Daniel. I'm like, yeah, I know. But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's life. That is life. And life is fickle. As I say, please do join us at 9 o'clock. We will be back for the prediction show and potentially on Sunday. Saturday. I'm trying to tell you. I might as well just tell you it's scoreline come Sunday. Potentially on Saturday, we'll be back for the watch on as well. But until then, see you in just over 45. Ciao.